All right. Hi, well, welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us this evening. My name is Jamie Sagan. I am the Membership and Surveys Manager of the Instructional Design and Learning SIG. I am also the immediate past co-manager. My term had ended this past year, and we have one of our co-managers on the line. Preeti Mathur, she is one of our co-managers. Preeti, would you like to introduce yourself, say hi?
Sure. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Instruction Design and Learning SIG and my co-manager, Cindy Pao, I'd like to welcome you all to our very first virtual open house. IDL SIG is one of STC's largest SIGs. I believe we have 522 members, a bit down this year. We average about 700 members in the past. And as you will learn in today's session, we have a wonderful team that helps us provide great benefits to our members. And another reason for our success is that there's a natural progression from technical documentation into technical training. And there are several of us who have started as technical writers and have moved into technical training. IDL SIG caters specifically to the technical training, which other organizations may not. So that is another draw. All that said, I'd like to thank our various committee members, chairs, for their dedication, and in particular to Jamie Sagan, who initiated this open house and really made it happen. So Jamie, take it away.
All right, thank you, Preeti. Okay, so let me just go ahead and, all right. So basically what I want to share with you is first of all, what we're going to do, how the way this is going to work is, first of all, we'll talk a little bit about the SIG, our mission and our goals. We will also talk about the various various benefits of membership, and those SIG leaders who are on the line can speak to those certain items as well. We will also provide our contact information because we use a variety of social media to communicate our various events and activities. Then as you have any questions, we invite you to ask anything of us, whether it's industrial design related or if there's something that really piqued your interest, we invite you to do so at that time. But first of all, I just want to launch into a quick discussion about our mission. As you can see on the screen, our main mission is to help STC members develop knowledge and practical skills for designing and implementing technical instruction in electronic and traditional classroom settings. So basically, we have members of varying skills, from novices like me to pioneers in the instructional design field. And so what we want to do is provide forums and activities in which all of our members can share experiences with one another. So I can tell you that I have learned a lot from you all and from anyone else who has been a member of the SIG, because it's just been very important to me to learn to make sure I do things right and that I set up courses accordingly, or if I'm stuck on something. So that's our first mission. Our second mission is to promote sound design practices and provide information and education about instructional theory and research. So again, our resources from credible sources support this mission of ours. And whether it's through articles in our newsletter or links that we share through social media, or even through our discussion list, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. And again, this is especially useful for newbies and even for those who are not so new, but who still like that refresher, in the things that they do. So that's our mission of the SIG. Our goals, as you can see on the slide, our first goal is to build the instructional design skills of members at all experience levels, leveraging the knowledge of experienced members to deliver formal and informal guidance to the community of practice. So basically, again, all the activities and resources that we offer, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, accomplish this goal. So through webinars, newsletter articles, and our discussion lists, members can share their expertise on their areas of specialty. And members can always feel free to ask questions about projects they're working on. They can even receive guidance about the projects themselves through our training evaluation workshop, which is a really cool thing, by the way. I did this and it really helped in my work. Everyone, I want to stress, everyone, no matter what level you're at, has their own area of expertise and can contribute. Our second goal of the IDL SIG is to build our group through a proactive combination of activities that include member recognition, internal and external partnerships, and awareness activities. So in other words, we work with other communities to help spread the word. So, for example, we recognize our members in several ways. In our quarterly newsletter, we make a list of all of our new members who have joined the SIG. We also invite members to share news with us so that we can disseminate it. So if you've done something really cool at work or have gotten a neat promotion or even something that's not work related, like say if you climbed Mount Everest or if you got to speak at a certain conference or a chapter meeting, we want to know about it because we're all human. We all have varied activities. So we want to be able to share that and build that community because we're all spread out, around the globe. So anything that can bring us together is great. As for formal recognition, we nominate key volunteers for society-wide awards. So for example, we have a distinguished SIG Service Award, and our two recipients last year were Katie Wilson, who is in charge of our webinar program, and also Kathleen McElraith, who was our social media manager last year. We want to recognize everyone, whether they volunteer within our SIG or if you have something to share with everyone through articles, research, what have you. And as for working with different communities, we like to collaborate with other communities within STC. So, for example, we hosted a webinar with the SciComm SIG. So we like to work with other people in sharing our knowledge and expertise because I know probably not all of us are strictly instructional designers. We wear a lot of hats, and if we can combine hats or make our hats multi-purpose, then that's great. So what I want to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and take a quick poll to see what your membership is like. So I'm going to go ahead and display a poll on the screen, and it's going to ask you, can everybody see?
Not yet.
Oh, launch. Helps if I press launch. Okay, poll must be closed to enable screen sharing. Oh, here we go. Great. Okay, I see people answering. So the three questions that you see, whether you're a current IDL SIG member, you belong to STC but not to the SIG, or if you don't belong to STC, go ahead and indicate this. Okay, I'm going to give it another few seconds. Okay, it looks like the majority of you, 64%, are current IDL SIG members. So welcome. I'm glad you took the time to be here because we want to make sure that you know of all the benefits that you as members enjoy. For those of you who are current STC members but not a member of the SIG, I hope that this information helps you to decide to join the SIG if it's something that's for you. And for those of you who are not a member of STC, this is a great organization, the Society for Technical Communication. It's a great place for you to learn to connect with other technical communicators as well. So this gives me an idea of what to stress during the rest of the talk. So thank you so much for taking the time to vote. Let me go ahead and close that. And we'll go ahead and continue. All right, so this is the meat of our presentation. So we have several benefits of membership. And for those of you who are currently members, I hope that you received your welcome emails that detailed all the different things that you get to enjoy as members of the IDL SIG. But as you can see, we have a lot of things to offer. And we're going to spend a little bit of time on this slide because we have different people on the line who can speak to these different programs. So first of all, we have a virtual training evaluation workshop, which Preeti is going to talk about briefly. Go ahead, Preeti.
So the training evaluation workshop, we offer expertise from various members in our organization who have been in the field for a while, who can take in your work, whatever you're working on, any questions you might have, and provide you with feedback. And again, this is a free service and a great way to get feedback. Like Jamie just mentioned, she had just recently had her project evaluated and got a lot of information that helped her move ahead with her project. So it's a great way to get some feedback. So I hope you will all avail of that.
Thanks, Preeti. And if you are interested in having your materials evaluated, we have a tab on our website that you can go to fill out an application. And so once you fill out the application, Preeti and her team receive it, and you are matched up with an instructional designer who's experienced in the field. The two of you are matched up, and the two of you, they'll review your materials, and then they'll get with you, whether it's through phone or go to webinar or any other medium, to meet with you to give their feedback. And in fact, you can read about my feedback in, I think it was the Q1 issue of our newsletter. I describe my experiences in working with my evaluator and the valuable feedback that she gave me. So if you're a current member, please take advantage of this wonderful program because it's for members only. And if you're not yet a member, please consider this, because especially if you are not an instructional designer, the feedback that you receive is extremely valuable. So that's our virtual training evaluation workshop. Second, we offer several informative and educational webinars. And if you're a SIG member, you get to enjoy these webinars at a heavily discounted rate. So for example, if you belong to the SIG, you only pay $20. Whereas if you're not a SIG member, it's $30. And if you don't belong to STC, it's $50. So it pays to be a member because you get to attend some highly educational workshops. And in fact, next week is one on gamification and learning about how to apply those principles to your e-learning. And then Robert hosted one last month about audio. So we offer various topics with our webinars, and it's a great way to learn what's new and what you can apply to your daily work. The third benefit of membership, our award-winning newsletter. Robert Hirschnow, who is our newsletter editor, can talk with you more about the newsletter. Take it away, Robert.
Probably is muted.
Yeah, let me unmute you. Oh.
There.
Okay, I can
now
hear
you. Now you can hear me maybe. Good.
Yes.
Hi everybody, this is Robert Hirschnow. I'm the managing editor of our newsletter, our quarterly newsletter, which is called IDL Design for Learning. And I've been doing this for several years. It's been a lot of fun, and I have a small team that I work with in addition to the various leaders of our group who contribute to each issue. And basically it covers news and information about instructional design and training related topics. And I've got more to say on it, but I think there's a slide about it later on in the presentation. Am I right, Jamie?
Right. We have a slide that shows the news examples of what the newsletter looks like. So if you'd like to speak more about it during that time, you may do so.
Yeah, I'll just talk for a couple more minutes then, if that's okay.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Another benefit of membership in the IDL SIG are our scholarship program. We offer scholarships for college courses and certification programs. So if you are an undergraduate or certificate student, or if you are a graduate student, we have those different categories of scholarships. The scholarships are typically $500 to $750. It varies depending on our budget for the year. Scholarships are announced in January, and they are awarded in around March or April timeframe. And we will announce details on our webpage in late December or early January. Our scholarship manager is Sylvia Miller. She was unable to join us today, but she did want me to share that information that I just shared with you. So in December, be on the lookout for our announcement on our scholarships. Our next benefit of membership are our online and social media resources. We have our website, which we'll show you in a little bit. We are also on Twitter, LinkedIn, MySTC, and Facebook. And towards the end of the presentation, we'll have a slide that has all the various contact information, so you can see what the name of the page is, you can see what our Twitter handles are and such. So we like to use our social media resources to help spread the word about our various events, such as this open house or our webinars, or even announcing that our newsletter is available. So we have all these resources available for us to communicate information. Next, we have our discussion list. This is a members-only discussion list in which you can, well, as the title says, you can have a discussion. So let's say you have a question about, you're working on a project and you have a question about a certain technique, or you need advice on certain tools. You can easily use the address in the discussion list, which again is that mailman address, and it will go to everyone who's on that list, all the members. And so everyone gets that email, and then you can answer to the thread. This has been really valuable. I know I've used it, and I know several other members have used it too. So that way the people that are responding, they give very thoughtful, very thorough answers to the questions. So it's a great way to get that discussion going about various topics. Now, to a certain extent, we'll do that on social media, but we found that our discussion lists go more in-depth, so as a member, you're able to get that feedback. And coming soon, we will start launching our mentoring program, and we will have an improved resources site. Scott McCoy, who is our mentoring program manager, is not on the line right now, but you will be seeing various announcements concerning the mentoring program. And then Preeti, do you want to speak a little bit about the resources site? Any sneak previews or anything you want to mention?
Well, one of the things that we are looking in our upcoming survey is different categories of resources that people might want to look at, members may. And so we hope that when the survey goes out and members get that, they would respond to that. And we're hoping that it's more of a collective effort, and we will keep up with the help of everybody in providing the resources to everybody in the group.
Thank you, Preeti. So if you're a current SIG member, be on the lookout for a survey within the next several days, obtaining your feedback about this resources site. All right. So moving right along. So now that we've covered the benefits of membership, and I wanted to mention one other thing before I leave. Regarding the discussion list, when you joined the SIG, remember when you got that welcome email? We had some instructions for you that you need to follow to make sure that you opt into the list, because this is an opt-in program, because we know there are some people that don't like email, so we made this an option. And we also sent the email to the person who manages our listserv. That way they know that you're a bona fide member and not someone just trying to sneak in. So I just want to let you know about the discussion list in that aspect. All right. So now, as you see on the slide, this is an example of something that we have. This is an example of our website. So www.stcidlsig.org. Our website contains a wealth of information about our various programs and about us. So when you have some free time, please feel free to go through the website and to check out what we have. And as always, if you have any feedback about the various things that you see, there are various areas for you to make comments, because we do value your feedback. Okay, now this is an example of our newsletter, and as you can see on the screen here, these are the past 3 issues. Of course, you can access the newsletters through our website, but these are just, snapshots of what they look like and how the information appears. And so now, Robert, go ahead and speak more about the newsletter, please.
Thanks, Jamie. As I mentioned before, we have a small team that puts this newsletter together quarterly. Jackie Damrau, one of our past SIG managers, whose picture is right there, she's in the purple jacket there. She is the assistant editor, and we have a copy editor named Bill Collins who does a real good job. But we would like to expand our team, and there's a lot of opportunity here with this newsletter for all kinds of things. We'd like to add new voices and bring in new ideas and talent. This newsletter has won a number of awards over the last few years, but I'd really like to turn the page and make it into something new and different. It's still a PDF document that you can download from our website. I would like to incorporate it into our website, and I've sort of been working on trying to do that for about 1.5 years now, but I don't really have the time or the skills to do that myself. So I'm looking for somebody who knows a little bit more about that, for one thing, in addition to writers and editors and researchers and even maybe people to sell advertising if someone likes to do that. But also people familiar with HTML and CSS and layout. So really the opportunities are wide open, and so if that's you, if you're interested at all, we'd like to hear from you.
Great, thank you.
I think that's about all I have to say.
Right.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Robert. Yeah, Robert's done a phenomenal job on our newsletter for the past several years, so it's always a delight to read it. And back when I was helping edit it, I always loved getting that sneak preview. So thank you so much for all your work on this, Robert.
Thanks, Jamie.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. And so now here's some information. I know the majority of you are already IDL SIG members, but I know some of you are not. So first of all, I want to mention that in order to belong to the IDL SIG, you must first be a member of STC, Society for Technical Communication. So if you're already a member but you haven't renewed your membership yet, make sure you pick our group as your special interest group. If you've already renewed your membership and realized, oh, I want to add this SIG, according to the membership FAQ document on the STC website, you want to call this number that's indicated to go ahead and add our community to your membership. And then depending on the community that you belong to, SIGs cost only $10 each to join. So for $10, you get a lot of members-only value. And in fact, if you register for one webinar, that's your $10 savings right there. Now, for those of you who are not STC members, please, we encourage you to join. So if you visit the STC website, stc.org, and click Join or Renew, you will see various options for membership. So we have there's classic membership, there's gold value, in which you get to belong to everything plus get a few other benefits. And we also have membership. STC also has membership for new technical communicator professionals, in which you get to enjoy a nice discount on your membership rate. And if you're a student, you get a hefty discount as well. So if you have not joined STC, I highly encourage you to do so, because again, only STC members can belong to the IDL SIG. So once you join the society, make sure you select Instructional Design and Learning as a special interest group. because I know if you're joining as a new member or a new student, you get to select a chapter and a SIG as part of your membership. And please, you can go ahead and add ours. And if you belong to other communities, it only costs an extra $10. So this is, I'm at the end of the call, I'm going to send out this slideshow to everyone, and I will also share a recording. That way you have this handy, and you can also share this with your colleagues as well. So again, this is the information on how to join. And finally, this is our contact information. Again, this will be provided as a handy reference. Our website address, our Twitter handle, our LinkedIn group, our Facebook page, instructions on how to join our discussion list. And then if you have any further questions about our group, please feel free to email the manager or the membership, and one of us will get your, we'll be able to answer your question in that way. And so now I'm going to go ahead and unmute the lines. If you feel that if you have a lot of background noise in your end, I'm going to suggest that you mute your own phone in whatever way necessary. So if you have a question or just want to chat, this is your time now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and okay, I thought I unmuted everyone. Sorry about that. Okay, this will be just a second. All right. All right, I went ahead and unmuted all the lines. If you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself. You can either ask a question in voice, or you can use the question mode in the webinar tool. Okay, so let's see. Terry Larson is asking, how many attendees do we have? We have a total of 13 on the line, and we had about 34 register for the webinar. So this is great. Great. We have another question. Thanks, Preeti. So just to reiterate, oh, I'm sorry, Bill, Bonnie, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just learned that you can expand the question pane. So, okay, everyone should be unmuted now. Go ahead. Oh, you're still muted. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the final one. Okay. Okay, so anybody have any questions? You can either use the question pane or just ask. Okay, what I want to add, when I want to go ahead while you're thinking of any questions, is at the end of the call, I will go ahead and send everyone a copy of this presentation as well as a link to the recording. We will also make the link to the recording available through our various social media channels as well as on our website. That way you have it for reference, and you can also please feel free to share this with your colleagues or anyone else you feel may be interested in joining the IDL SIG. So I think what I'm going to do is, hey, so the SIG gets together at the summit? We sure do. Our next summit is in Phoenix in May, and since we are a virtual community, we like to take advantage of the time at the summit to physically get together in person. So what we do is we'll have an informal gathering, usually at some bar or restaurant, and we just like to meet and have a nice time. We also have a business meeting, which is not all business. There is a little bit of play involved in that too. But the business meeting is a great way for members who are attending the summit to get to see each other in person and to collaborate on ideas for next year. And we also have we usually have a table at the honors banquet, or usually we don't have a formal table per se, but usually enough of us attend to where we can all get together plus another group. So we have ample opportunity to get together during the summit. And then as summit time gets closer, we provide roadmaps to everyone, letting you know what instructional design or education courses or sessions are available to you all. That way you can get an idea of what sessions to attend to further your education. So thanks for reminding me, Cindy. We do take advantage of the time to get together, and sometimes we even get together. Oh, I forgot to mention during the summit, a couple of our SIG members, Robert Hirschnell and Vicki Dill, are part of the band, the Rough Drafts band. So for those of you who got to attend the summit this past year and the year before, you were in for a really good treat to hear, a really good group of musicians. So, if you get to attend Summit next year, I don't know if they get to play. Robert, do you know if y'all are playing? But, well, we'll find out. So before we end the call, I want to just briefly mention our numerous volunteer opportunities. Since most of you are members of the IDL SIG, we do have several opportunities for you to volunteer. And depending on the task, we can work with you to determine what your area of expertise is, or desire rather. And I know we're always looking for people to help Katie with the webinars. I know there's a lot involved with that. If you want to help out with surveys, or with, helping out with membership, that's always appreciated. I know I'm wearing those hats right now, but we can always use additional hats. And of course the newsletter, since Robert is currently running for co-assistant manager, he is going to be busy with that, so it's even more critical than ever that we have help for the newsletter. So if you have expertise in writing, editing, or a desire to work with the publication, please let us know, and we will, we'll work with you. So, so we've talked about volunteer. If someone wants to learn how to publish a newsletter using WordPress, Cindy? It's
Do you want to talk?
Yes, please. Yeah, I just saw your comment, and it's like.
What I wanted to throw in is okay, now I have to find my words. What I wanted to add is our website right now uses WordPress, and if you were ever interested in learning about publishing a newsletter or a blog on a WordPress site, this would be your opportunity to learn how. And you could add this information to your portfolio and your resume. Volunteering with the SIGs, with any STC community, is a great way to expand your skills. So think about, what would you like to learn, and how could we help you learn it?
Thank you, Cindy.
I also wanted to add that we're looking for somebody who has expertise with e-commerce type of plugins with WordPress, so we can offer recordings, webinar recordings to our members and others. So another opportunity to help us out.
So if you are interested in volunteering, please feel free to email either the manager or a membership the emails provided, and we will get you hooked up. But was there any final words from anybody? Any questions any of you have? All right. Well, actually, this will be a good time. I'm going to go ahead. You get 20 minutes back in your life. I know extra time is always appreciated. But first of all, I want to thank Preeti and Cindy and Robert for joining us on the line, For those of you who don't know, Cindy Powell is also our co-manager. She and Preeti have done a phenomenal job in leading us through the many activities, and it's through their leadership that we're able to get a lot of cool things done. So Preeti and Cindy, thank you so much for providing that leadership.
And thank you, Jamie, for taking the lead on this. This is wonderful.
Thank you. And yes, thank you. And most of all, I want to thank you all for joining. So for joining the call and spending your time to learn more about our SIG. So again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact any one of us. And as I've said earlier, I will share the recording link as well as this presentation with you all so that you have it handy. And please, please, please feel free to share this with your colleagues or anybody that you think is an instructional designer or works with training or e-learning or mobile learning or any sort of learning. Or if you want to learn how to, if you know anybody that wants to learn how to publish a newsletter through WordPress or anything, please let us know. But again, thank you so much for joining us, and you all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good night,
Jamie.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Robert, thanks for being on the call tonight.
Thank you.
For what, all my 5 minutes?
For everything, yes.
I hate Houston traffic. Did I mention that?
Well, thanks for hating Houston traffic.